everybody, welcome to another video. We start this one off going down the A217. Yes, you haven't seen this part of the A217 before on the video, I don't think. This is coming back from Gatwick, and sometimes it's just as easy to come down the A217 back into London as it is the A23 or the M23. It's sometimes nicer, but you do obviously still get the idiots. Yes, like this one behind me. I'm doing the speed limit and he's catching me up as though I'm not moving at all. And he does a dangerous overtake. It's legal and everything else, but it's dangerous, and I'll show you why in a second. You know the speed limit, mate, yeah? You think going right behind me that close is going to make me drive any faster? So here he goes on his overtake. There's a driveway there that he's totally oblivious to. There's another one there. He can't see that gate shut there from where he is. And there's another one there. Another road, that one is. That ain't even a driveway. And another one there. All potential really dangerous times to overtake. And if you look at the road now, there isn't anything on it. He could have done it there. A few seconds later, it would have been fine. What a numpty. Now in this clip, let's talk traffic flow. Now, this isn't major thing or anything like that, but every little helps. All you have to do is indicate. That's all you have to do. There's a left turn here for this Audi coming up. Look, he is actually indicating. But what about the car behind? No, nothing. Completely oblivious that he's turned left there. And yes, I could have gone, alright, I would have still made sure that he was turning left, mind you, the way drivers are at the moment, but I could have gone. Now in this clip, we're just entering the A23 from the slip road here. And as you can see, it's really well signposted that the outside lane, lane 2 here, comes over into lane 1. You've got 200 yards, and it's really well signposted, I think. Anyway, it lets you know on the ground, and it lets you know on the signs. There's no excuse, really. But people still don't get it. Now, no one should be overtaking me. The line in the middle of the road has gone. But yeah, there's always one that has to go that little bit further. And we're going to look at this from the rear camera in a second to show that he wasn't the only one. And although he wasn't dangerous as such, this one, there was one that was. So we've gone back to me entering from the slip road here. And the car in question is in the outside lane. Obviously, they only know the outside lane. They very rarely move over, these type of people. They're always stuck in the outside lane. No matter what the speed limit is, on what speed they're going, they're always in that outside lane. But we're looking at the car behind him. The Range Rover. Why is it always the same type of car? The Range Rover. It is bizarre how often it is the same type of car that does this sort of thing. So there he goes. He's going to hammer his brakes hard now and get into that gap there that isn't for him. That's the guy's braking distance behind me. It's not your queue jumping Range Rover gap. But these guys that drive these cars, they got very little intelligence. I mean driving intelligence, that is. And I'll show you a few more clips of this guy just down this road, just down the A23 here. We stay on this road for maybe about 3 or 4 miles, and the amount of mistakes that he makes, it's silly really, because the guy obviously likes to be in front. He obviously wants to be in front, but he's too stupid to realise that he can be in front and drive correctly at the same time. So we're driving down this road and it does open up into 2 lanes again. But this guy is so stupid that he can't see that the inside lane has got less traffic in than the outside lane, because he loves that outside lane. And as we all know, Range Rovers are not built to be in the inside lane. Now if he'd have followed me down the inside lane here, which goes straight on, he would be 2 cars in front of where he is now. Because when we pull away from these traffic lights, I get away from the car next to me, and there's no doubt in my mind that he would be right up my arse to get across as well. So he would be 2 cars in front of where he is now, and that's all to do with the mindset of a Range Rover driver. I must drive in the outside lane at all times, except when I'm not supposed to be driving in the inside lane. Then I will use the inside lane. So we've speeded it up now, obviously. And he's going to overtake me because the road has gone into 2 lanes. Not a problem. So now we're heading into Coulsdon, and a lot of people like me to fast forward it rather than chopping all the time, and the next idiot moment this Range Rover is going to be doing. They like to see how far it is to the next idiot episode of this guy, and it's not that far, but obviously it's a bit boring watching it if I'm not fast forwarding it, and a lot of people like to see exactly where we are. So we're coming up to this roundabout, so I'm going to put it down to normal speed now, and we're all going straight on as the arrow says, including the soppy Range Rover. So as we go onto the straight here, you'll see that there's a bus lane, and it's a 24-hour bus lane, which basically means you're not allowed in there at all, apart from a Range Rover, obviously, as you can see him up there. Now there's a few restrictions on what you can drive or ride that you're allowed in the bus lane, and it doesn't say a silly fucker in a Range Rover up there, does it? Not that I can see anyway. But there he is. He's driving down the bus lane to undertake about 3 or 4 cars before moving out. As I say, very little intelligence indeed. Now this next clip is a few minutes down the road from there. We're still on the A23 going in towards Croydon here. And I was asked a question by a viewer about what do I think of this road. Further down this road, you'll see where you can see at the moment we've got 2 lanes on our side of the road, and they've only got 1 lane on the opposite side of the road. But when we get further down the road, this line down the centre here disappears. There is no line, but the road stays pretty much the same size. And the viewer wanted to know, is it still a 2-lane road? And I said I'd ask you guys, I'll ask the viewers for it. I know what I think. I think it is only a 1-lane road, even though it's huge. It's the same size as this. You could easily have 2 lanes down it, but there is the opposite side of the road as well, which is exactly the same as this. Now, it's a difficult one because everyone uses it as a 2-lane road. See, there's no markings down the centre of the road no more on both sides of the road, and as you can see, there's cars overtaking me. Now, if you were maybe on a driving test or something like that, where would you be positioning yourself? Obviously, you can see me and the car in front of me. We're over to the left. Would you be telling your student to be more central because it is only 1 lane here? Or would you be telling them to be over where we are now to the left-hand side? Me personally, the left-hand side, treat it as 2 lanes, but I don't know. It's a difficult one to understand. As you can see, people coming towards us are all overtaking each other, and we have had people overtake us going our way. The lines do come back a bit further down the road, but just for that little one section there is no lines, and it's, I don't know what the legal technicality is on all of that. Let us know in the comments down below what you think about that little road there. Be interesting to hear from you. Why not just wait? Yeah, you know you were in the wrong lane, mate. You know. Why not just wait? Yeah, you know you were in the wrong lane, mate. You know. Not just one, but 2 of them. Idiots. Fucking idiots. It's not hard. You see us waiting in a queue, you just jump in front of it all because you think you're special. Now in this clip, I can see the guy to my left hand side as we're looking at it was on the phone. Can't see it at all. But he does me a favour here. He actually picks it up and shows me he's on the phone. There you go. Well done, mate. Now as you can see, it's a busy road, the A4 coming out of London. and I'm turning left at this roundabout. As you can see as well, the middle lane should be going round the roundabout. There's no left turn from the middle lane. I don't know why people risk turning here from the middle lane to go down here when people can go from the left hand lane and go round the roundabout as well. What we're looking at is the white van. And what you got to remember is this car behind me can go round like that. So it's a risky business to do, risky manoeuvre. Now, are there any translators in the room? I need it for this clip because I have no idea what this guy is shouting at me. Unfortunately, he got so close that it set off my auto collision bleepers. Any idea what he called me there or was saying to me? I don't think he was inviting me in for a cup of tea. You know, he should be going down there. He should also be indicating. But if you've got a phone in your hand, it's very hard to do all of that sort of stuff. I still don't know what he said to me. It didn't sound English to me, but it could be some sort of pikey council estate fucking jargon. I have no idea. Some sort of Helga Hoga or something. I have no fucking clue. So if any of you can help me out there and let me know what the hell this geezer was talking to me about or shouting at me, Helga Hoga or something, maybe that's cake in some fucking strange language or some pikey fucking council estate chav dribble. I don't know. Please help me out. And before anyone attacks me about a pikey or living on a council estate, my dad's side of the family was gypsies. Yes, they were all gypsies, and I grew up on a council estate, just so you know. But I still didn't understand a word that guy said. Now we're just coming into Richmond Park for this one. Now over the years, Richmond Park has become like a cycling track. It's a 20-mile-an-hour speed limit, and it has been 20 miles for quite a number of years now, because you get the wild deer running around in here and all sorts of things, so it can be quite dangerous when you're near them. It can also be very dangerous when you're driving near cyclists that haven't got a fucking clue. Like these two women that are coming up on the left hand side here. They're riding two abreast, and yes, we all know that they're allowed to do it, but there are certain times when they should be riding singly. And in this case, it would be better and much safer for them to ride single file. Because if you're going to ride two abreast, ride two abreast. Look how close to each other they are. The first one on the left hand side is almost on the grass, and the second one is wobbling all over the place, almost touching her. So spread out or fucking go single file. Now I'm going to show you this from the rear camera now. And you saw how much room I gave him. I gave him everything I could. The car behind me doesn't. But look how close they are to each other. That's more dangerous than fucking riding single file. If you're not going to ride side by side properly, then don't do it. Stupid. Absolutely stupid. And it wasn't as if they were accommodating the cars. Because as you look, there's no one that they've got to get over for now. And yet they're still really close to each other. Now, as I said, this is a 20-mile-an-hour speed limit in here, and it has been for years. And it's a 20-mile-an-hour speed limit for everyone, including the police.
There is no way that you're doing 20 miles an hour, mate. You ain't got no blues and twos on neither.
So we're just outside Richmond Park now, heading towards Kingston. And we get a pedestrian who looks, there he goes, he looks and still steps out.
Look at the lights, man, look at the lights!
So I'm going to speed this up till we get to the next set of pedestrians. We're going to go to Kingston Hospital here, or we're going to drive past Kingston Hospital. But there's a bus to the left hand side there. A lot of people are getting off the bus and they want to go into Kingston Hospital. As you can see, there's traffic lights here, so they can cross at these traffic lights. Now notice that there are two people on the left hand side walking to the traffic lights to cross. Have you noticed something about them? They're thin. Yeah? The woman pressing the button now, she's thin. The other one's a little bit bigger, but I would still class her as thin. See the one that isn't coming over to the crossing? Yes, she's fat. Now, I know that's stereotyping, isn't it? As to why people are fat and why people are thin. Makes perfect sense to me.
Across the road, eh?
And there was also a difference in age groups there. Again, stereotyping, and I.
Different age groups as well, I noticed.
This would be a really lousy advert for Amazon. It really would.
Try a little bit harder to get on your side of the road, mate, yeah? No wonder you got all them fucking scratches and dents on one side of your your van.
Look at the state of that van, and it's got a flat back tyre. Well done, Amazon. I bet that van ain't even that old. So we're moving on to the last clip of this, what do you call them, episodes? I don't know. Anyway, we're moving on to the last clip. We're coming up to this little mini roundabout. Well, it's not even that mini. Bloody hell, I'm tired. I'm tired. We're coming up to these traffic lights. Now, this van in front of me is turning left, but he has a little swing out to the right. I'm going straight on. But it's the Burke in the Merc coming towards me we're looking at. More misuse of the horn, I suppose. Anyway, guys, that's it for today. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.